Hello students, good morning everyone. Today we will discuss the new concept floating point arithmetic operation. So that is comes under chapter number 3. Okay, so in the last video or in the last class we have seen that or we have completed binary half subtractor and full subtractor ALU design. Okay, so that is comes under whatever ALU design. Okay, you can take 1 bit or 2 bit, 3 bit, 4 bit, 8 bit, 16 bit or 32 bit. So up to 32 bit you can design whatever ALU part by using whatever arithmetic operation as well as whatever logical operation. Okay, so arithmetic operations are what? Addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, and the logical operations are what? Your AND, OR, NOT, XOR, XNOR, NAND, NOR. So these are comes under whatever logical operation. So by using that operations you can design any kind of the ALU operations. Okay, so I hope you people are understanding that concept. So also you have seen in the first class, so that is whatever fixed point operation or fixed point representation. So in that your addition, subtraction, sign multiplications or one's complement, two's complement. Okay, so and also what sign magnitude part. So that is also chapter number 3 you have seen. So how to represent that fixed point by using addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and also whatever sign for whatever magnitude for what one's complement, two's complement. Okay, so today's class, so it is same as whatever fixed point, only different thing is what you have to use for what floating point arithmetic operation. So what is that floating point arithmetic operation? A floating point number in computer register consists of two parts. So it consists of what? Two parts. First one is the mantissa, so that is the m, and second one is the and exponent, so that is the e. So first m is the mantissa and e is the exponent. So first of all, this floating point number in computer register can be consist of two parts. So it is having what in floating point number in two parts. One is the mantissa, another one is the exponent, that is the e. M and m stands for mantissa and e stands for exponent. So second point in that floating point numbers arithmetic, the two parts represent a number. The two parts represent a number obtained from multiplying m times a radix r raised to the value of e. Raised to the value of e means what? So r is the radix and e is the exponent, and you have to multiply by that m, that is the mantissa. So that is the meaning comes under what? M multiplied by r exponent e. Okay, so r to the power of rise exponent e. So the two parts represent a number obtained from multiplying m times a radix r raised to the value of e. So that is the exponent m into r is to e. So m, that is mantissa, may be fraction or an integer. It may be m should be what? Mantissa may be, it may be fraction or an integer. Any kind of value you are having what? It may be fraction or integer. Next point, take one example. A radix 10 decimal number 537.25. Okay, so here in the register m is the 53725 and e is the 3. How it comes this 3? So you have to shift this point, you have to shift this point into what? This value into what? 3 times. So up to 3 times, so what will happen? You are getting the e is the 3. So just shifting the digits. Okay, so next the floating point numbers, if you shift this one, what will happen? So 0.53725 multiply by 10 raised to 3. Okay, so that r is the radix is the 10 and e is the 3 and m is the mantissa is what? 53725. So whenever you are going to shift this one decimal numbers, so that is what 3 digits, what will happen? You are getting the e raised to 3, e is equal to 3. Okay, so shifting these numbers to the left side. Okay, so next point, the floating point representation increase the range of numbers. The floating point representation increase the range of numbers that can be accommodated in a given register. You can increase the number. Okay, so in floating point representation you can increase the number and that can be accommodated in the given register. For example, you can take one word, so that word should be what 48 bit. So in that, in 48 bit, in word that 48 bit, one bit reserved for what? Sign. So whatever you are taken that 48 bit, so in that one bit should be what? Reserved for sign. The range of the fixed point integer numbers, you can write plus or minus 2 to the power of 47 minus 1 is approximately equal to plus or minus that value should be 10 raised to 14. So you can take representation for what? Floating point number. How you are going to represent that one? So in first one should be what? Sign bit, another one is the mantissa, another one is the exponent. So always you have seen in sign bit should be what? Reserved for what? 1 bit. So that's why I will write here 1 bit, and 35 bit for what? Mantissa, and 12 bit for what? Exponents. Okay, so that is the comes under what? Your format representation of your floating point numbers. Okay, so sign bit should be always what? Reserved. So that's why I will write what? 1 bit. Mantissa should be what? 35, and the exponent should be what? 12. Okay, so it is a totally we are having what? 48 bits. So next you have to take what? Some points which are related to what? Your floating point representation. So the arithmetic operation with floating point numbers are more complicated than with fixed point numbers, and their execution takes longer and requires more complex hardware. So in arithmetic operation with floating point numbers, so whatever this operation is there, it should be complicated compared to whatever fixed point, and their execution takes longer. So whatever you can perform your execution, it will take some more time, and also it will require what? More hardwares. Okay, so that's why comparison with whatever integer numbers, fixed point, sorry, integer of that fixed point numbers. So second point, in adding and subtracting two numbers requires alignment of radix point. Adding and subtracting two numbers requires alignment of radix point, since the exponent parts must be made equal before adding and subtracting the mantissa. So if you want to perform your subtraction and adding in your floating point representation numbers, so you have to align that one, and you have to equal that mantissa. So mantissa should be what? Equal. If you want to add or subtract of that two numbers, so you have to equal that mantissa if you want to perform your adding and subtracting. For example, you can take down whatever that sentence is there. By using that sentence, you have to take one example, then you will know what is that. 0.5372400 multiplied by 10 raised to 2 plus 0.158 4 times 0 multiplied by 10 raised to minus 1. So whatever that numbers are there, it will be not matching. So that's why what you are going to do, first you have to match that one number. So that purpose you have to do, shift the mantissa that has smaller exponent to the right, smaller exponents to the right, by numbers of places equal to the difference between the exponents. So you have to shift first mantissa, then you have to equal that exponent part. So that purpose you have to shift the numbers to the right, exponent to the right. Okay, so 0.53724 as it is, so you have to shift that second number 0.0001 580, so you have to shift this one into what? 3 digits. So it will happen 10 raised to minus 1, then another 10 raised to, after that 10 raised to 0, 10 raised to 1, and 10 raised to 2. Okay, so you are getting the values what? 0.000, then 1580 multiplied by 10 raised to 2. So this is equal, you can add this one, 10 raised to 2, 0, 0 plus 8, 8, 5 plus 4, 9, plus 2, 3, 7, 3, and 5. So this is the answer. When two normalized mantissa are added, the sum may contain an overflow digit. So whenever you are going to add that mantissa, it may be contain what? Overflow digit. And overflow can be corrected easily by shifting the sum once to the right and incrementing to the exponent. So if you want to overflow that one can be corrected, you have to shift the sum once to the right. You have to shift that one, sum that whatever that sum is there, once you have to shift that right. Okay, and then increment the exponent. So you have to exponent should be what? Increment that exponent value. So whatever you know that example. Okay, so when two numbers are subtracted, second example, you have to move on to the what subtraction. When two numbers are subtracted, the result may be contain most significant zeros. So whatever comes that zeros, so that the most significant zeros. So when two numbers are subtracted, the result may be contain most significant zeros. Take example, 0.56780 multiplied by 10 raised to 5, 0.5640 multiplied by 10 raised to 5. So whatever that mantis are there equal. Okay, you are getting zeros, most significant zeros, 0.00350, 08 minus 3, 5, 7, 4, 7 minus 4, 3, 6 minus 6, 5 minus 5, 0, 0. Okay, so this is the answer. So what you are going to do, a floating point numbers, so that has 0 in the most significant position of the mantis side said to have an underflow. So whatever comes that 0, so you have to say that one as a underflow. So a floating point numbers that has 0 in the most significant position of the mantissa is said to have an underflow. So to normalize the number that contain an underflow, it is necessary to shift the mantissa to the left, and decrement the exponent until a non-zero digit appears in the first position. So until non-zero appears in the first position. So how you are going to perform? Take one example. The meaning of this one is what? By considering one example, let us take one example, 0.00350 multiplied by 10 raised to 5. So you have to shift, then you have to decrement. So shift to one position, 03500 multiplied by 10 raised to 4. So you are here decrementing, whatever that 10 raised to 5 is there, 10 raised to 4. So again one time you have to decrement, 35.35000 multiplying with 10 raised to 3. So this is what you are getting appears in the first position, non-zero. So this is what this sentence meaning. To normalize a number that contain an underflow, it is necessary to shift the mantissa. You are shifting the mantissa to the left. Okay, so and decrement the exponent. You are decrementing the exponent until non-zero digit appears in the first position. So first value, left position. Okay, so left position are taken. So whatever that comes under that 0, move to the what right, 3500 10 raised to 4, decrement that one. Then again same thing, take that value to the what right. Okay, so left you have to shift this one, whatever 350 you have to shift this left. Okay, 90 shifting to the left side, and whatever that 0 is there, go to the what right side. So 35000 multiplied by 10 raised to 3. So decrementing what your exponent value. So you are getting non-zero value. Okay, so next point, multiplication. You know adding, you know subtracting. Floating point multiplication and division do not require an alignment of the mantissas. So whatever, if you want to perform your multiplication and division, it do not require what? Mantissas alignment. So product. So multiplying two mantissas and adding the exponent. So you have to multiply the two mantissas, you have to multiply mantissa of that 2 and add the exponents. So this is what your product. If you want to division, so dividing the mantissas, so whatever that mantissa is there, you have to divide that one and subtracting the exponent. So you have to subtract that exponent. So that is a comes under whatever floating point multiplication and division. So we will revise this one. So if you want to add this one, and if you want to subtract this one, if you want to multiply this one, if you want to division this one, you are having what some procedure and methods are there, you have to follow that one. So by considering the example, you can very easily. Okay, so next we will discuss, or next class we will discuss that floating point numbers in IEEE format. Okay, so that is also one of the very important concept comes under whatever floating point arithmetic operation by using ALU part. Okay, so I hope you people are understanding the concept. It is a very easy concepts. Take one example and follow that methods, you can easily understand. So thank you very much for attending the sessions. So next class we will take that IEEE floating point format. Okay, so thank you.